Anubis is the ancient Egyptian god of mummification, funerary rites, and guardian of tombs. He's also a guide to the afterlife. Anubis is represented by a jackal, or a man with the head of a jackal. At some points in ancient Egyptian history, he is even known as the Lord of the Dead. As Lord of the Dead, he was in charge of guiding the mummification process. He is one of the oldest gods of Egypt, as his images are seen on royal tombs from the first dynasty of Egypt, dating all the way back to 3150 BCE. He had already developed a cult following prior to this period, though. It is thought that Anubis was developed in response to wild dogs and jackals digging up newly buried corpses. The ancient Egyptians believed that these canines were trying to guide the newly dead corpses to the realm of the dead, and not just trying to find a quick snack. Anubis is depicted as a black jackal dog hybrid, with pointed ears or kind of as a muscular man with the head of a jackal. The color black has a meaning though. It was chosen for its symbolism, not just because the Egyptians' dogs or jackals were black. Black symbolized the decay of the body, as well as fertile soil of the Nile River Valley, which represented regeneration and birth. The dark canine was seen as the protector of the dead and made sure that the newly passed received their due rites in burial. The black dogs also stood by the newly dead after they had passed to assist with any kind of rebirth processes as well. As time passed, Anubis and another Egyptian deity, Osiris, became quite similar to each other, and at various times each were known as the Lord of the Dead and judged the righteousness of the dead in the Hall of Two Truths. This trial was completed to let one of the newly dead into a world just like ours, but without sickness, disappointment, and of course, death. This trial involved taking the heart of the newly dead and weighing it against a feather. If their heart was lighter than the feather, they may live in paradise with the others. But if their heart tipped the scales and was heavier than the feather, they would immediately be devoured by the monster Ammit, who was looming behind them the entire ceremony, just waiting. The priests of Anubis were men who wore masks with jackal faces made of wood when performing the ceremonies and rituals in Anubis's temple. The main place of worship for Anubis was in Upper Egypt at Sinopolis, which is also known as the City of the Dog. But there were shrines to Anubis all throughout the land, and he was respected by the public equally. In mythology, Anubis doesn't really play a huge role and doesn't pop up in a lot of stories. While he didn't have much lore, though, he was seen as a very important deity, and he was at the forefront of the public's mind. And because of this, he was assimilated into Greek mythology as well. The Greeks associated Anubis with Hermes, who is a guide to the newly dead into the afterlife, just like Anubis. Let me know if you want a full video on Hermes or any other deities from Greek mythology, but that's all I have for you on Anubis, the ancient Egyptian guide to the afterlife. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!